Hey everyone, this is Trend Follower this side, and as promised last week, I thought I will share some of my back testing, what I do. What I like to do usually is go through the previous week, see what were the setups that followed my system, and something I can learn from them. I thought I would share this process with you and we can learn together, right? Uh, it really helps to go through this every week because then next time you take a trade, your confidence is better. You have seen this many times. I'm seeing this from years, but it still helps me a lot. So I wanted to start with I have some name tagged here, but before I go into that, what is important for us to understand is what was the news last week, right? So for me, my main focus was on NZD news. Why? It's official cash rate, trade statement. I think it's the biggest news for any currency. Uh, So that's why that was my main focus. Secondly, NZD and odd are related. So odd was the one. And next would be like it has CPI. So I thought like odd NZD would be the top contender for good news. I don't like to trade on Friday, so I was focusing on these days where I thought like odd and NZD would be the biggest focus, and maybe USD would be the second biggest. But my primary focus was NZD odd. What really happened last week was there was a news by Trump in increasing tariffs on Canada, so CAD pairs really got affected. But in my mind, I was thinking before that week, CAD was very strong. USD CAD both was strong. So even if CAD starts acting weak, right, really weak, it still may give a nice bounce or drop according to the trend, right? So my first focus was OddCAD. Uh, I didn't take this trade because I was in NZD CAD instead. But OddCAD, the reason my focus was there was so I have this marked already. So if you can see this, I like to play with time frames. So this was like this is a great supply on 12 hours. What is good is also like if you see from this supply, right? Let's say we are talking about this block, right? So this candle is double of that candle range. So like that means that there was a legit good drop from here because this candle range is double of that, right? So I'd like to take quality. So whenever the supply is legit, that's when I really try to go into. So this was a great area. Now, what really helps is if there's confluence, right? So for me, the biggest confluence was, as you can see, the daily has this. In the other screen, I can show 12 hour. So in 12 hour also. If you see this, let me just temporarily remove these lines. So in 12 hour, I was focusing on the supply. So you can do this, but I like to just do primary, which is like not the extended version, but the preferred version, right? So this was the preferred version for 12. So let's say we mark it as 12, right? Similarly, 4, I wouldn't say I just directly trade off 4 hours. I like to trade 4 hours only if there is daily 12 or 8 hours. So in 4 hours, I don't think I could find much. But then what I really liked was I can just undo my change. But there is that candle there, which is beautiful, and I will explain you why. So if you see this 4 hours, let me remove this from here. Let's just hide it. If you see this 4 hours. This is a pure doji. It's very balanced. And look at the next candle, directly down. This wick also couldn't go above this 4 hours. So this is a legit good 4 hour supply, right? Which is covered by 8 hours, sorry, 12 hours and daily, right? Now let's extend this preferred version and let's extend this preferred version of 12 and 4. Let's look at daily also. In daily, this was the one, right? So let me change this to basic. Yeah. So this zone is where a lot of confluence is, right? So what would like to do is, let's say I take here, here, and let's say down here. right? Two. I mostly focus on 2 hour. Very rarely I would be like, let's take 2.5 hour. So if you see this gave you perfect 2 hour. So odd cat was this. Now let's understand why this was good trade, right? So there's daily supply, 12-hour supply, 4-hour supply, right in this area. When you talk about supply, is it like a good supply or bad supply, or just you're thinking and being biased, right? Why do I think it's good? Is because if you see it's more than double the range, right? So this is a good supply on daily at least. On 12 hours and 4 hours, you can look it for yourself. But one thing also I wanted to show is let's see the weekly, right? Let's go out. Okay. So on weekly, you can clearly see down, down, down move, right? Continuously going down. Till here, I think maybe it can keep going down, but point being on weekly, it's very down. So I'm not saying it cannot, like, it couldn't have bounced from here to here. All I'm saying is, I know if it comes here, it can pull back and then do this, or it can pull back and then do this. What I'm trying to capture is this move. So that's odd cat for you, right? Uh, in terms of daily, if you're looking at this zone, you see this straight move. So this can be like an ABC pattern, right? Pullback and continuation. Do we know it would happen? No, we don't. So that's why I was mainly focused on this. If I get my 2 hour, okay. If not, okay. Having said that, this is not the trade I took, but something learn, right? So this one, I was feeling very upset about this because this definitely like here I intentionally didn't take it because I was in NZD CAD, and let's say NZD CAD acts strong or CAD is related, so it can also act strong. So if I'm wrong here or there, then I would be wrong here also most probably. But this one, I didn't even see it. Like I wasn't prepared for this. But why is it a good trade? The reason this is a good trade is any movement after grabbing liquidity is a good movement. So this was a daily order block where it grabbed liquidity, but point being, JPY we all knew was acting very strong, right? So when a currency is acting very strong or very weak, right, your first focus should be there. So I didn't focus on this, so that's why I was a little upset. But why is this a good trade, right? Simply for the reason because currency was acting very strong JPY. So anywhere you got an opportunity in JPY to, long JPY, or I should say, to play saying JPY would act strong would be good. And now you add odd and NZD news. So this, if it goes down, would be very good. The idea was pretty simple here for me. This was daily order block. But there's one caveat which I want to mention, which I like to do is whenever let's say I'm trading this block, right? Let's say for me, uh, where's this? Yeah, let's say I'm focusing on this daily supply. Is it a clean supply? I wouldn't say that. It's more of a potential supply this can form a potential supply. But the reason you are more confident about this is because JPY is acting strong, right? What I like to do is I would not put a limit order when this daily candle is being formed. This one. Because this can really just go up. And maybe you go up and then this is the area where it reacts from this area, but it never went up, right? So on this day, the time is to just sit and watch where does it go up and reject or does it go here and reject, right? So if it goes here, limit order here is fine. That is fine. But limit order here doesn't make so much sense because there is some small lower time frame demand. This candle could have just gone here. So it's not worth it. But once you have this on lower time frame, ICT traders would call it accumulation, right? So and this they will consider manipulation. So on daily, how does it look? It looks like this doji or like consolidation candle below supply. So this part would be considered manipulation. So I like to wait for this. This was the trade which I really liked last week, which I was not part of. Now let's look at the next trade. This was the trade I was part of, which is not this area, but uh this area. So I shorted it twice. One was here and one was this. So let's talk about why. It's clear. This one, right, is there is a daily supply. Again, is it a good supply? Let's see. I like to see how much was the strength of the supply, right? So I would say the next candle is at least double, maybe more, right? And the move was big. So cool. So this was the preferred version for daily, right? So let's check up 12 hour. Okay. So again, so this line was daily and this is 12 hours. So I got my daily, I got my 12 hours. I don't need to check more for me. Like maybe 8 hours you can check, 4 hours, you will find more, right? But the point being, you found your supply. So you got this from here. So what you will do is like something like this, wherever you want to put your stop loss, and you will get your 2 hour. If you go to 1 hour, right? 1 hour candle and go here. You saw a nice down move, right? So you can wait for this red candle or just have a limit order. It's up to you to decide. But this was a quality supply, which I really liked. Uh, I didn't trade it long side. That's another story. How do you trade, reversals like that? That's where COT data really helps. I posted it on Twitter, I guess, about NZD that I believe that this bounce would be legit, and that's what happened. This one, now, I was really cautious about this one, and I will tell you why. The reason is when it came here, it made a higher high here, right? So that's why I was a little cautious. But what I think is it can come into this zone and then go up because this is a good supply. But I got my test done and got my 2 RR. What I did was like I kept it here and took it somewhere here. So it was 2 RR. I didn't take 2.5 or something. But why did I trust this so much was because firstly, this is a legit good supply. But more importantly, I just wanted that nice pullback, right? Did it make a pullback here? On daily time frame, it really didn't. On lower time frame, it did, right? So I was targeting on the daily time frame. So I got my 2 RR here. All right. So this was the next trade which I really liked last week. So out of these three, what I really traded was just NZD kayak, but I got it twice, so my focus was there. Uh, the last trade would be this one. I didn't take this trade or something. In one of the videos, I did mention maybe this area is good for bounce. So I was ready to take a long here, right? But what happened was it formed this bearish candle here, bearish engulfing. So what will happen? Let's say there is a bounce. Let's say I was right and the bounce has to be. It will go here, come back here, maybe make a lower low or maybe from here bounce here, right? So what I was waiting for is this is very risky. I cannot just blindly play upside. So what I was waiting was this reaction. Let's see this reaction because I have to be very cautious. And let's come here, let's see reaction again, and then focus on this because this becomes a low probability trade after this bearish engulfing. So that's why I didn't take this trade. So hope this back testing helped. I'm always open to feedback. Please feel free to like, comment, subscribe, and give me your feedback. I'm open to new ideas. In the next video, what we'll talk about is what we learned from here. Similarly, we'll find good orders, supply demand for next week. That's the plan. See you in the next video.